Good afternoon. That's exciting, isn't it? This is what Spark is all about. It's about daring you to exceed and pushing the startups to the next level. My name is Jiang, Chief Digital Officer of Huawei Cloud. I joined Huawei August 2020, exactly a year ago, to kickstart this program, the Spark program. Since then, we had met over 1,000 startups, and we see a problem, which we refer as a Series A crunch. 90% of startups are struggling to access and reach Series A and going beyond. So how do we help them? How do we help these startups to go beyond, to become the scale-ups? That's the problem we're trying to solve here. So in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to explain to you how Spark helped the startup to beat this curve. Many startups come and ask me, Leo, how do you run the program? And how exactly the Spark program can help us and benefits us? I'm a big fan of Formula One, so I told them this. Running the Spark is a bit like running a team to compete on an F1 championship. So the question back to you is, are you ready to compete at the highest level? Now, for those of you who doesn't know Formula One, it is the world's fastest auto race. It also represents the highest level of competition in terms of science, technology, teamwork, and individual competency. There are only 10 teams, supported by 10 chassis manufacturers, who are able to compete on F1 globally. All professional drivers that dream about racing into F1, but only 20 drivers can make it in. So what does it take? What does it take to race in F1? As a professional driver, apart from having years of competitive karting experience, getting exposure through F2 and F3, you essentially need two things. You need to have the right car, which comes with the right chassis, meets the F1 requirements. But more importantly, you need to get into the right team. The team that provides you with a world-class support, help you, make the best out of you, and help you to perform at the highest level. This is what F1 team can do for you. That's essentially what Spark provides. So Spark provides two things. It provides you with the right car, which is our world-leading tech. We also be the right team for you. The team helps you provide all the resources you need to compete at the highest level. So to answer the very first question, how exactly the Spark can benefit you by bringing you to the top game of this race. Now let's talk about the car. Who builds the most powerful Formula One cars? The likes of Mercedes, Ferrari, the world-leading car manufacturer? Well, Huawei is a world-leading tech company. We built world's most comprehensive tech stack, and I'm saying that based on facts. To start with, we have 200,000 employees, 100,000 of my colleagues assist in R&D. Secondly, we rank the third in terms of R&D investment based on combination of growth as well as young absolute amount. And we host more than 100,000 active patents as of 2020. Finally, we delivered 138 billion in revenue across consumer business, enterprise business, and carrier business. And we're still growing. It shows our tech stack works. So what does that mean to the startups? No matter you are focused on B2B business, B2C, or perhaps both, you have access to Huawei consumer technology such as HMS, Huawei mobile systems, Harmony OS, which helps you to build mobile applications more efficiently. Also, the application you develop can work across a number of smart devices seamlessly. Secondly, you have access to our connectivity portfolio, such as 5G, so you can start explore the use case of the future, like what you have seen today, the XR hologram experience. Finally, with access to cloud and AI, it helps you to build product more efficiently and more cost-effectively, reduce your time and friction to market. And the best part, we don't just give you the end-to-end tech stack. We love to co-create with our clients and partners on a product level, which is why we launched a number of innovation facilities, such as DGX Lab, Open Lab, and AI Lab, to build more relevant products with you, and for your clients. Now, I say let's look beyond the tech stack, because whatever tech stack will become obsolete, that is the reality of any tech world. What's more important is having the ability, having the vision and infrastructure to continue to pursue innovation and push beyond, building the future tech stack, which is what kept Huawei ahead of the game and what will keep you ahead of the game. It's not a game without a challenge, so as a team who behind you, I feel compelled to share a number of challenges within the Asia startup ecosystem. To start with, not having a homogeneous market, which made the collaboration and scaling traditionally difficult for the startups. Due to different language, different cultural landscape, we also see significant divides in terms of education, social, and economics across different markets within Asia Pacific. Lastly, the stakeholders are still very much used to working in isolation than in collaboration. Now, these are very visible challenges. And how do we help the startups to overcome these? How do we supercharge the growth? So I'm going to focus on a concept called 3I ecosystem to show you how we do it. The first I start with being an integrated ecosystem. Being an integrated ecosystem means there is a value creation and value circulation through what we call the value chain integration. And if you look at China, how does China become a world factory status? It's not by chance. It's largely to do with value chain integration between the upstream, downstream. That gives them unparalleled speed and efficiency, economy of scale. So in our own practice, we're selecting startups across the horizontal, which is horizontal capability, as well as the vertical solutions. And then we're trying to encourage them to work with each other. In simple terms, our portfolio companies are creating sharing value between them. For example, Scantis, you have heard of their name many times. SaaS-based security solution provider, identify vulnerability by scanning source code and binary code. They're now working with ADA which is insurance tech startups, who service clients such as AIA, AXA, Prudential. They two working together to make a more secure, a better product for their clients. The second aspect of this ecosystem is to be inclusive. What does that mean? It means we want to build an ecosystem, not an ecosystem. Ecosystem is the product of their participants, who represent a diverse community of contributors who are coming together and solving this problem together. And a healthy startup ecosystem should have multiple stakeholders, such as especially the government, universities, venture capital firms, enterprise, and other service providers. And today, Spark is working more than tens of government agencies, VCs, and universities around the region. Lastly, is to become inverted. Well, it's a little bit technical, so I'm going to use a few examples to explain what does that mean. To start with, what is an inverted system? An inverted system shifts value creation from the inside the system to the outside. If you look at inverted firm shifting production from inside the company, which is by the employee, to the outside, by their customers. That gives them a significant advantage, such as scalability. A good example of inverted firm is Grab. As we all know, the majority of value of Grab are derived from the drivers who are not employees of the company. So when an ecosystem becomes inverted, they move away from value integration to value orchestration. In our own experience, many startups that we see in Southeast Asia are struggling of accessing talent, especially experienced developers. Whereas in Sri Lanka, we have seen the IT outsourcing market has grown 120% in the last 5 years, and it is estimated to grow another 200,000 jobs, adding 1,000 startups by 2022. So we are marrying and coupling the two sides, trying to orchestrate value creation for them and between them. The second example for our value orchestration is between our portfolio companies and our enterprise clients, as well as our consumer market, through a program called Sparkfire. Sparkfire enables the startup to sell to Huawei, sell with Huawei, and sell through Huawei. It means the startups are able to sell to Huawei global clients with the support of our global sales force. They are also able to reach out to 700 million mobile users of Huawei globally through Huawei platforms such as HMS and App Gallery. So let me summarize it for you. There are only three things to take away. How do we help the startups overcome the challenges that are facing the Asia startup ecosystem? Is to building an inclusive, integrated, and inverted ecosystem where we focus on open value orchestration. So in the past 12 months, we have built this portfolio of 40+ companies across 10 different verticals and 10 industries, 10 countries. Some of them have become scale-ups by leveraging the power of Spark. Whether it's about launching a new innovative product, going to a new market, acquiring new clients, there are no shortage of examples. APAC, as I mentioned, we built a SaaS-based solution with them to reduce their time to deploy a POC, proof of concept, to their client from months to days. We're helping Next Billion acquire new clients, Dr. Uncle going to a new market in Sri Lanka. Some of the startups become literally a Series A by completing the Series A fundraising this year since they joined Spark. But that's not where we're going to stop. We're now gearing up to our next stage of growth with Spark 3 years plan, with total investment of 100 million. Feel like some claps here. Anyway, thank you. So with $100 million investment, our goal is to accelerate and develop 100 scale-ups out of 1,000 startups that we're going to incubate and support, which we certainly cannot do without a vibrant developer community. So we're launching 3 new initiatives. First one, Spark Developer Program, which we're going to identify and educate 10,000+ developers through our hackathon series, through the education program with our universities. Secondly, we're launching Spark Pit Stop, which is to help startups to adopt Huawei Cloud Service faster. Finally, we're launching Spark Innovation Program, aka SIP. It's not only just to support the startups, but also support our enterprise. Based on the need of digital transformation of enterprise, with the innovative solution of Spark portfolio and our ecosystem. And I feel very delighted that we already secured the Anchor Enterprise client, which I can't announce today, but in 2 days' time, you will see our first Anchor Enterprise client join the SIP program. To top all that up, we're adding 4 more regions into Spark portfolio, Spark ecosystem. So we're launching Spark in Indonesia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, and Vietnam. Thank you. Thank you very much. This is our promise to build this inclusive and sustainable ecosystem with a platform for tomorrow's scale-ups, with a mission to contribute to social and economic prosperity in Asia. I believe the present is made by those who do, but the future is made by those who dare. For that, we're looking for you, those who are dare to exceed. So listen up, startups. If you're watching this program right now, no matter where you are, so long you have what it takes to compete at the race of your lifetime, I want you to join Spark. Join our new cohort, Spark Ignite 2021, Global Startup Competition by the 10th of August. The dare you need to succeed. Thank you.
A hand for Mr. Leo Jiang, please.